morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices and we've allowed for our platform, this mic, to be that of the voice of the people. Now, if this is something that you can see yourself supporting, we ask that you like, comment, and share this live feed. As of late, our Facebook page is at risk of being taken down. The powers that be do not want you, the voter, the constituent, to know the truth. But remember, fam, we will not be silenced. Now, if you're really about the cause and you really want to stand up to corruption and you want to hold our elected leaders and those in leadership positions accountable, well, we ask that you subscribe to our social media platforms. Currently, right now, we are streaming this live program on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook. You can find us there under Frankie Olivo. I encourage you to also follow my personal page titled Olivo Frankie on Facebook. More importantly, we do ask our community to create a Gmail account if you haven't already. Go to YouTube, search Frankie Olivo TV, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Remember, Brownsville, I will never ever ask you for money. I will never ever ask you for food. Well, depends what you're making. If you want me to continue to come on before you and talk about the very important issues that are affecting our local community, if you want me to continue to be an advocate, to fight, I will do so. I will do so with a smile. All I ask of my community is something very simple. I'm not that hard to please. All I ask of my community is to subscribe to our social media platforms. Go to X, formerly known as Twitter. Go on Facebook. But more importantly, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. religiously. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV to tune in. We will not be silenced. And always remember, Brownsville, I am forever grateful to each and every one of you for the time and attention that you have provided us throughout these years. Thank you so much for that. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope yesterday was a great start to your week. It was a busy day for myself. We did start off with a bang. A lot of important issues are happening right now at the local school district, and we get criticized a lot for focusing just on BISD. Well, we've made it a mission to focus on important issues that are affecting you and your household. It is not our fault that BISD just has so much tail, so much dirt for us to talk about, for us to focus on. Our platform is designed in a way for any concerns, any injustices that you feel that you yourself or someone that you know has gone through. Relay that message to us. We will do our best to make sure that we verify the information that has been given to us. And we will talk about the important issues. BISD, for the longest time, ladies and gentlemen, has had an issue of retaliation. There is a culture of fear. This culture of fear is real. I myself ran for public office, ran for BISD 5 years ago. During that time, I have to admit, it was probably one of the happiest times of my life. During COVID, while the world was at a standstill, while the world, or more importantly, here us locally in South Texas, we saw a lot of death. But for me, everything changed. professionally, I just happened to stumble upon the insurance business. And never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be doing that for a living. Again, I went to school to become a teacher. My whole 4 or 5 years in college were, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a coach. That was my mindset. But life, I guess, has different plans for us. I graduated college in May 2012. By June, the very next month, I was working for Cameron County. I say that COVID was the best time of my life because that was when I really spent a lot more time with my former predecessor. If you don't know the relationship that I had with him, we were very close, very close. It wasn't like a nephew-uncle type of relationship. It was more like a older brother or like a best friend. He didn't treat me like a nephew. He dogged me. He rode me hard. He let me have it. Sometimes I would be like, man, what are you doing? I'm your nephew. Why are you so hard on me? Why are you so, He would talk to me about things that I didn't understand at that time. And if you've been following our program, Good Morning Brownsville, he is the reason why I started coming on the tube. Again, I never planned this. I never said, oh, I'm going to start a podcast and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Never. Never did I think that it would be my goal in life, my mission to talk about key issues that are affecting you and your household. Never. Again, I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be a teacher. That's the only thing that I knew. My world revolved around that idea. It's funny how life has other plans for us. During COVID, as we can remember, the world was at a standstill. There was 2-3 weeks where there was a shelter in place. Heck, we could barely even go, or we could barely even go get groceries. Remember that? You had to have a pass that said that you are what was it? Something employee that you have to show people in case they stopped you on the road. You have to show, hey, I have to go to my job because I'm a nurse, because I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm that. I had to carry one, and I worked for Cameron County. It was during COVID, ladies and gentlemen, where I started coming out on the tube. That's when people started recognizing me and saying, hey, I saw you. I didn't think much of it. But during those times, I had a blast. I came on with my former predecessor 4 times a day. What? 4 times a day? Yes. We came on at 6 in the morning for coffee talk. We came on at 9 in the morning for the regular scheduled program. We came on at 6 afternoon for, I think it was Latino, essential worker. Thank you. I had a form that I had to carry with me in my car, my vehicle, whenever I traveled to the courthouse. That showed that I'm a essential worker. That essentially I had permission to be out in the streets. You remember those times, uncertain times. I was having a blast. So we were coming on 4 times a day at 6 a.m., Coffee Talk, at 9 a.m., our regular scheduled program, at 6 p.m., Latino Talk, our Spanish version, and then the late night show at 9 p.m. People criticized us and said, hey, man, y'all are redundant. People are going to get tired of you. People are going to tune you out. We didn't think that. We said, we have a message. We want the world to know what COVID is. And we brought doctors and we brought lawyers and we brought nurses, nurse practitioners. We brought attorneys to talk to us about wills and preparing us for the uncertainty. When I say that the world plugged in to Brownsville Talk with Erasmo and Frankie, the world tuned in. We were averaging crazy numbers back then. This is before the podcasting was big. My former predecessor was way ahead of his time. He started podcasting way before podcasting was relevant. I always admire that about him. He was always ahead of the game, so to speak. He always spoke good about the blogs. He always says that those that kept the community informed, the Juan Montoyas, the Jerry McHale's, the Jim Bartons of Brownsville, that is the reason why he got into what he did. He addressed important issues that were affecting all of us. Again, never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be doing this. What you see before you, it never crossed my mind. I had other plans. I had goals in life. I realized, ladies and gentlemen, I got married at a not so young age, but I learned very early on to embrace change, to allow for destiny to dictate. Like anyone, I always had a goal in life, goals and visions and expectations and aspirations, just like anyone. I said that I wanted to get married at a certain age, that I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, I wanted to travel the world, I wanted to do great things. My family, that's the way they raised me. Franquito, tú vas a ser una persona grande. Tu nombre será recordado por todo el pueblo. They instilled in me in that. I didn't understand. What are you talking about? What do you mean I'm going to do big things? My uncle was one of my biggest fans besides my mother. Any goal, any aspiration, any dream that I had, he'd be like, tú sabes que estás bien loco, right? I was like, well. He's like, pero tú tírale fregazos, mijo. I'll support you. I keep his pin on me from his funeral. I keep it with me on this coat. I wore it on that day. I have some of his personal belongings, little memorabilia that I keep next to me. A reminder of who he was, what he stood for, what he was passionate about. I've learned that people don't like hocicones. Going back to the whole COVID era, that was I have nothing but fond memories of that time. I'm very thankful that I lived through that time. Again, it shaped me to what I am before you. It really did. I'm speaking about professionally. I'm glad that I stumbled upon this career, and now it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I work with great colleagues. I'm part of an amazing team. At the end of the day, I'm my own boss. I make my own hours. If I don't hunt, I don't eat. But I love that pressure. I love that sense of urgency of, am I going to make it or not? Am I going to have enough or not? Am I going to make it or not? I got to make it. Frankie, you got to make it. You got to make it. I love that pressure. And it's a beautiful profession because at the end of the day, I learned something from my predecessor that stuck with me. He was very passionate about the city of Brownsville. He was very vocal. He taught me a very important lesson. He said, you have to be a champion for the people. I didn't understand. What ¿Cómo que champion? What do you mean? He said, you have to be the voice of the voiceless. What? Now, I'm not here to say that he was a perfect person. He was a very polarizing character, very polarizing. You either loved him or you hate him. That's the way he was. But one thing that we can all agree on is that he was real. If he didn't like you, you knew. If he liked you, you were well aware. You don't find too many people in that are like that. There are many people that say they're your friends, but they talk bad about behind you. There are many people that you think are in your circle or have your back, only to find out that they don't. I'm very proud of what he did, what he stood for. At the end of the day, whenever someone had a concern, someone was going through something, you know who they called? They called him. He had the confidence in the community. He had the backing of his community. They knew that if they took their problems to him, he was going to make us think about it. He was going to make sure that whatever issue that they were dealing with, whatever injustice that people felt that they went through, they were going to hear him. They were going to listen to him. That stuck with me, ladies and gentlemen. That stuck with me because it showed the power of being a fighter, the importance of having someone to stand up to injustices. Never in my wildest dreams that I think that I would be doing what he did. Many people criticize me because, for those that aren't aware, this program, Good Morning Brownsville, has been on for 4 or 5 years. We haven't been as active as he was. We weren't as active as he was because at the end of the day, well, he's the one that was in the driver's seat. I always felt like his apprentice. Whenever I would come on his show, I was always very quiet. People would say, "Hey, güey, hablas o no? Hablas. Speak up, speak up." But it was his show. He dictated. He let me know when he wanted me to interject, when he wanted me to talk about things. I learned from someone that was very, very passionate about the city. And like any good apprentice, I sat back, I got a pen, and I took notes. After his passing, God rest his soul, after his passing, I decided that I wanted to keep his memory alive. I wanted people to always remember who he was. I wanted his name to be spoken about. And again, he did that himself. Everything that he did, if you talk to people here in Matamoros and you bring up the name Erasmo Castro, they'll have something to say. Maybe good, it may be bad. But at the end of the day, he left his mark in this world. He had principles. And I'm very proud of that. After his passing, I decided that I wanted to do what he did. I'm not a person that, and I say this a lot because I want to convey this message. I'm not a person that seeks acceptance from people. I don't need people's attention. I don't need people's. I don't need gratification of yay. You're doing good. You're doing great. I'm not that type of person. People already know who I am, for better or worse. Dick pic or not dick pic. And I say it with all humility. People know who I am. I decided to take on the reins and be vocal about very important issues that are affecting your life. I am proud to say that in a short amount of time that we decided to take over his 9 a.m. time slot, and let me tell you, he was very zealous of his time. He used to go on live at 9 a.m. at 9 p.m. And then I started doing like a barber talk show with my friends. And that 8 o'clock hour sometimes lapsed into 9. And oh man, he let me have it. What the hell are you doing? That's my time. What are you doing? You're affecting my program. And I was like, bro, it's a free world, bro. But he was very passionate because he wanted to be there for his community. He wanted his community to tune in. He passed away in February. In mid-April, I decided that I was going to start or pick up where he left off. And many people criticize me. They continue to do so. They say, oh, you want to be at Osmo? You want to be... No, I don't want to be like him. And if you have been following our program and have been listening to the important issues that we've been talking about, we're very different from him. Our program is 180. Our program was more direct. Our program gives you visuals. Our program, I'm OCD if you haven't noticed already. I bring receipts. I give you proof of what I'm talking about. He had more like a talk show, like a, I'm more in your face. I'm more ruthless. And I said from the very beginning, when I covered important issues that were affecting Rivera High School, when we talked about a culture of educators, students, relationships, that this has been going on for the past 20 years that we can follow, possibly longer. I told you then, and I'll continue to tell you now. You were lucky. Y'all had Erasmo because Erasmo had a heart. Erasmo was nice to you. I don't have a heart, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not nice. What bothered me about my uncle is that he let relationships get in the way of him talking about very important issues. I never said anything. But again, I was always with him and I always saw everything. I listened to everything. While people said that they were his friends, they would badmouth him. They wouldn't defend him in public. That's not a friend. It bothered me. It still does. When I started the program, people said, you're not going to be like him. Do your own thing. Again, I listen. I listen to everything. I let it all sink in. I've talked about before how I don't want people to like me. I could care less what people say about me. I'm very blunt. I'm very open about my past, about my future. I have no filter. I could care less what people say or people think of me. As long as I know what I'm about, as long as my mother and my 3 brothers, as long as those 4 people know what it is, that's all I care about. Because at the end of the day, those are the only 4 people in this world that matter to me. No one else. Just those 4 people, my mother and my 3 brothers. That's it. I could care less if you don't like me, but you're going to fucking respect me. Whenever I say that it bothers me that there's a culture at BISD of retaliation, of intimidation, I have a problem with that. And just like my former predecessor, I will make a stink about it. You're not going to use your position to intimidate, to harass a parent and a student. Not while I'm here. Again, people laugh at me and say, oh, what are you doing? Nobody listens to you. Nobody cares about your program. You're wasting your time, bro. We get viewed by the thousands, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that with all humility. And I'm very thankful, Brownsville. I'm thankful for those people that were kind to him. And I'm thankful to those people that are kind to me. I will never, ever let this go to my head. There's power in information. Best believe. You know how powerful it is for someone to come to you and say, fix my problem? Just like they go to the doctor, just like they go to the attorneys, just like they went to him. And they said, look, I've exhausted all remedies. You, Erasmo, are the only one that can help. Please help. And I was there. I was always at his office. And I would listen. And I'd be like, man, that's powerful. Whenever people come to you and say, please help. Please help. I saw that firsthand. You know what? It touched me. It really did. Because whenever parents have concerns, have genuine concerns, and they go to administrators, they go to the teachers, and their problems isn't solved, when they call people crazy, when they say, you don't matter. I'm very thankful that in this short amount of time, people have reached out to our program. They have said, this is what I'm going through. I went through the proper channels. I'm not getting relief. Please help. I want to make it very clear to my community. I have no friends. I have acquaintances in this world. And I say that because they used my former predecessor to their benefit. They said that, he's not going to talk about me. He's not going to bring this up because we're friends. Sometimes he wouldn't address those issues. I wouldn't say anything because, again, it wasn't my time. It wasn't my thing. I couldn't say anything. But I learned from it. Because, again, all those people that said were his friends, behind his back, they spoke bad about him. In public, they didn't defend him. I know those people. Those people want to befriend me. I have no friends. I want to make it very clear to my community. I would say just Brownsville, but I'm thankful that we're getting heard by the masses. People from South Padre, people from Harlingen, people from Nueces County and Corpus Christi are tuning in. Our program, I'm proud to say, that is making waves. People are listening. It shows that we have something going here, something good. I will never, ever, I've said it before, I apologize for me repeating this, I will never, ever weaponize this mic. This mic isn't to bash people. This mic isn't to talk about cheeseman, to talk about unverified information, how people have posted as of late. No, by no means, ladies and gentlemen. This mic and our platform is used and designed in a way to empower you, to give you. Why do you think I'm always flexing? Why do you think I'm always saying flex on them hoes? Why? Because they know that we're about business. And we use our platform to empower people, to give them a voice. That is what I'm about. Politicos don't like us. Politicos say that we're fake news. People at BISD don't like me. I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, they know that we mean business. And I'm not on a power trip. Again, people that know me, I'm a very humble person. We grew up with modest means. We're a little crazy, but aren't we all? When I say that I genuinely want a better quality of life for you and your household, best believe I mean that with all sincerity. I wear his pin on the jacket that I wore to his funeral to remind me. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. It's not easy what I do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the clock 24/7. I've realized, I guess, what my life has become. I've accepted it. I'm at peace with it. I've spoken openly about my life being threatened at least 3 times that I know, possibly more. I've been threatened with lawsuits. That doesn't bother me. I'm a different breed. It gives me motivation to keep going. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that whatever we focus on is because behind it, there's someone that is going through something. There is an injustice being made. Their questions aren't being answered. Their concerns aren't being addressed. I will scream, I will shout at the top of my lungs. Why death threats? Because if you followed during May, we spoke about how city Commissioner Pedrito Cardenas had relationships to the cartel and how he was laundering money and other things. I lost my train of thought. Toker. Our program prides itself in being the voice for the voiceless. We're criticized. We're saying, oh, you're nothing like Erasmo. You're right. We're nothing like him. Nothing like him. On the contrary, we're more in your face. I wanted to tell you a little bit about who I am, if you haven't known already, if you're new to this program, we have been getting a lot more eyeballs on the page because of what we've been posting. I want you to know, to my people, I'm a fighter. If you have any concerns, you as a parent, you as a teacher, you maybe you're a student. I've had students reach out to me about concerns that they have. Bring them up to me. We will look into it. We will make things right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to focus on something that has been transpiring as of late. Let me see. 509 people live. Wow. We have the world watching. Thank you so much for that, South Texas. Thank you so much for that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about a very important issue that has been happening as of late. And before I start, I want to make something very, very clear. Whatever we do here, whatever we talk about, the things that we focus on, it's nothing personal. I'm not targeting people on purpose. This program, this platform, our pages isn't designed in a way to bash people without merit. Again, this program is designed to keep elected leaders, los políticos, and those in leadership positions accountable. Those people that have caused injustices to our community, that is who we target. I want to be, you're going to laugh, I want to be your Batman. I want to be your doctor. I want to be your attorney. I want you to think of Frankie Olivo whenever you have an issue. We'll resolve the issue in one way or another. So nothing is personal for me. People badmouth me. People say, oh, dick pic, oh, this, oh, that. Se cree mucho querido. To me, I'm not bothered by it. People get offended because I respond back to their comments, pero hey, me vas a tirar a mí, yo te tiro, puto. But again, nothing is personal to me. I don't focus on individuals say, these are the people that I'm going to talk about and I'm going to, never. Never. We talk about the important issues that are affecting you and your household. Whenever I have concerned community members messaging me and saying, my daughter is going through this. I was criticized yesterday, and we'll get more into detail on this issue, saying, do you verify your sources? Because the person that sent you that is not who she claims to be. People are trying to discredit the message. The messenger. Forget the message. What? We're making serious allegations here, and the only thing you could counter is, well, that person that told you is doesn't work there, so then that must be a lie. Everything's a lie. You would be shocked, community member listening today, right now, you would be shocked the amount of messages that I got about this school. Again, people think that I post everything that gets sent to me. No. I'm thankful to my community that I have the confidence in them to share sensitive information, but I have to do my homework. I have to go out and ask questions. I have to wait to verify, to confirm, to make sure what I talk about is factual, because if not, at the end of the day, I lose you because you're going to say, mentiroso, you're a liar. That did not happen. This is like a relationship, ladies and gentlemen. What happens when your spouse, we'll talk about that, Miss Jackson. Maybe after today's program, you may think twice. Maybe not. Maybe you know people there. We'll get into it. I have to verify everything. Again, this is like a relationship that I want with you. I want Good Morning Brownsville at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday to be your source of information. People said, Frankie, you're competing with KRGV. You're competing with Channel 4. You're competing with Univision. You're competing with all these good morning talk shows. Yes, but we focus on things that are important to you. I want you to stay plugged in. I want you to keep a Bluetooth on at work and say, a ver qué está diciendo este loco. I want our platform to be your source of information. So again, I take this job very seriously. We're criticized for that. So best believe, whenever we get information, I have to confirm. I have to run it by people. Sometimes I run things by people and they say, you know what? Avoid this. Stay away from this. Don't wait. Give me time to give you more meat on the bone. Y luego dale gas. So we were criticized for these allegations that we're about to discuss in detail of being unfounded, of being not true. Really? Because this message I got from three different parents with similar stories, with the same people, the same culprits. And I said, wow, there is something here. So again, before I start, everything is verified twice, 3 times over, because at the end of the day, my reputation is on the line. I do not want you to go around and say, "Nambre, ¿pa qué lo escuchan? Puras mentiras." No, people say, hey, if this guy says something, it's because of something. We said that people, I get a message. I don't like people messaging me during the week, but okay, thank you. Okay, yes, football. We'll talk about that on Friday. We said that administrators were put on suspension because they were having sexual intercourse on school property, on school time. It took me a while to confirm that. Now, well, I shouldn't say this, but it took me a while to confirm that. And like Gamboa says, this program is designed in a way for you to interact. If you ever have any concerns, any questions, you want to throw me crap, post it. Gamboa has said stuff about me that, we have differences of opinion. I post it. I'm not one of those that only good things that they say about me, or only those that are that agree with my ideologies, my political opinions. Only those no. Again, we post the good, the bad, and the ugly, the black and the white. We stay away from the gray area as much as possible. I will never, ever convince you, ladies and gentlemen. That's not my job. My job is to give you the whole enchilada. My job is to give you the black and the white. Things may not look pretty. But again, I'm not here to sing kumbaya. I'm not here to tell you that everything at BISD, at the city of Brownsville, in Cameron County is A-okay. Much love, Lolita. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your kindness. I'm here to talk about the very important issues. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you understand that whenever I wear this, it's for a reason. Because I learned from somebody that said to be a champion for the people, to give a voice to the voiceless, to always seek the truth, no matter where, what dark alley, what things you may find in those dark alleys. And trust me, people that I thought were good people, people that I thought were friends, they're not friends. At the end of the day, that's what we seek. That's what we want. We want to empower you. We want to give you strength. Because those people, those elected officials, those teachers, those administrators, they failed you. You went to them in your most dire time, in your most pressing time, and you said to them, please help me. And they didn't help you. I will help you. It may cause me to, it may affect my profession. Okay. We'll talk about that later. It may affect my profession. It might cause for me to have a bigger bullseye on my back. I'm at peace, ladies and gentlemen, with whatever destiny brings my way. I told you from the very beginning, for those that followed from we first started, I'm willing to go out on my shield. I don't run. I'm not a coward. I have balls. And that's how we will start today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, something interesting happened this past week. I got information in regards to maybe that will become a reality, Lolita, in the very near future. Again, we have goals, we have aspirations. Hopefully, destiny will include something of that nature very, very soon. We have been getting information, Angel, as of late in regards to what has been transpiring at Benavides Elementary. Haven't been good things. I want to present to you last Friday. Last Friday, we came across, or last week, we came across information in regards to something very, very important that was happening at Benavides Middle School. We got this message. And it reads the following. Well, to put into context, we spoke about issues that were affecting Pullum Elementary. And again, I'm very thankful to my community that I have teachers, I have administrators, I have people from everywhere, janitors, people at the Glass Palace. Everyone tunes in. Everyone passes information. People say, look here. Get more information here. And we're very thankful for that. We got word that something was happening at Benavides Elementary. And we got this message from one concerned parent. It states the following. Good morning. Unfortunately, what is happening at Pullum is also happening at Benavides Elementary. There is too much favoritism, mistreatment of teachers and students. Last year, there were fights, cyberbullying of some students, teachers treating students badly. Reports were made, but nothing came out of here. The administration said social networks are very important for them since that is how they receive monies. The principal is threatening that she has a family member who works at HR, and with a call, she has control. So this is what student education is about now. What suits them? They lost students and workers too. Something has to be done about it. It is not fair that they treat the most important thing, the students, badly. Parents from that school, take good care of your children. On the first day of this year, by mistake, they put a student on the bus, but nothing happened. They keep everything behind closed doors. Now, again, my job is to verify. My job is to make sure that the information that I've been given is factual. I want to break this down a little bit more and talk about what people were saying in regards to this matter. Let me bring it up. The children. The children. Let me bring it up 1 second. This is what people expressed in their comments. It says, you know what they say, believe in BISD. Believe it. Believe in BISD. I can proudly say that my children are a product of BISD and they're very successful. That's a very interesting person who made that comment. We'll get back to her later. Nelly says, I tread with caution unless you have absolute proof, not just hearsay. There's something called defamation of character. In no way am I advocating or defending anyone. I am personally too busy living my own life instead of keeping tabs on how other people live theirs. But she's commenting. I hope everyone has a day they deserve. Kraft says, sí lo hay. Lo malo es que la policía no dice nada. Another comment said, I agree that this happens at Benavides as well. When I tried to communicate with the principal about the concerns, she was with the concerns, she tried talking to me like I was an idiot. And I had to put my foot down. After that, she got the hang that not all parents are careless. The school was in better hands when the other principal was there. Something needs to be done with these schools. It's crazy how structure is lacking. Miss Stout actually listened. Martinez said, hey, Martinez, Elena, I had the exact same experience. I had to contact administrators from the district because the principal refused to do anything and was completely oblivious of TEA policy and her obligations to abide by them. Martin Elementary is the same situation. That's why I took my boys out of there. Nothing new. It's the district. Still waiting for my morning call. They need to ban overprotective single mothers that think that their kids are gods and kings and special and concentrate on finding husbands or give custody to the fathers. Bullying is stopped by kids with 24/7 fathers. These single mothers want the world to roll the red carpet for their little Bryans that get pampered at home. And when these fatherless kids go to school, they get picked on easy. Ban single mothers from posting and always complain. If it's not the pickup schedule, it's the food or the teacher. Single mothers need to homeschool their precious 14-year-old quote unquote babies who probably already watch school porn and send nudes. Aye. Everyone favoritism. Aye. Shut the hell up. The real world is not fair. Instead of trying to challenge the world, start by preparing your kids for the effing hell they're about to live called life. Oh, wait, you need a man for that. Facts hurt. Your relationship situation does not change facts, nor what counselors and books and statistics say. Latigo says, she says, excuse me, I can confirm what is happening in Benavides. Last year, my daughter was being accused while other kids were being bullied. Bullies and teacher just kept picking on my daughter. I called out the teacher and counselor for lying and covering each other up. I even yelled at the counselor telling her off when I caught her in a lie. They discriminate against kids with special needs, and they bully kids. The teachers and staff defend each other. They discriminate against kids with special needs. The teachers and staff defend each other. Remember that, chat. Sorry to hear that. That's good you are here. Her advocate. Not everyone has one. Often they assume no one will call them out on their behavior, culture, and compadrismo. Guillermo posted, if you are a parent or staff member who shares these concerns regarding the safety and well-being of students and educators at BISD, your voice is essential. We urge that you take action by formally escalating your concerns to the TEA. The general inquiry phone number is in Austin, 512-463-9734. For issues related to complaints, you can also try calling the complaint management team directly, 512-463-3544. Guillermo got blocked for submitting a review on their Facebook page. Parents about their ineptitude as leaders and administrators. Also turned off reviews on Google for the same reason. The public needs to know and be aware of all the inconsistencies and treatments that our children receive. They will lie, cheat, manipulate, everything to their advantage. Protect your kids. This school went from being the best a couple years ago to being a dumpster for lack of leadership and accountability. I don't know where they get their 35 plus years of claimed experience working with kids comes from, but definitely needs to be investigated. God bless. He tagged the president, the governor, the Department of Teaching, Learning and Culture, Texas Education, the TEA agency. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We got administrators thinking that they are above rules and regulations and not willing to follow guidelines and codes of conduct in an equal manner, but only when it's convenient to them. Also, we got teachers and administrators bullying kids. This is unacceptable. Everything happens at the above-mentioned school. Incompetent to a whole different level. We need your help. Again, we got teachers and administrators that what, chat? That bully kids. Another one. Oh, wow. That's true. I had never tried to post a review, but went on Google and the comments are turned off. That definitely says something. Indeed, it's always their way. Can't accept constructive criticism so they can be better at their job. Always hiding everything to be able to manipulate it to their advantage. We left the school already to a much better school where they were actually doing their job and there is no favoritism. I love how people come to their defense, but are the same underqualified bullies that like to make little kids feel bad for themselves or about themselves. Shame on them. I hope everything works out for you. Stay safe. They should shut it down by the FBI and open charter schools too. Too much corruption. Seems like no one is happy at BISD. Sad, sad, sad. That happens when you vote, when people keep voting wrong. Martinez, people got it twisted. BISD is a system that most of us went through. I will never be ungrateful to it because I accomplished great things and learned from it. There are a lot of great teachers that make a significant impact in a kid's life, especially the ones coming from broken homes and with a troubled background. As a matter of fact, teachers are overworked, underpaid for all the effort they invest. They should be compensated accordingly, 100%. The issue is administrators and underqualified teachers that go through their education paying for other people to successfully cheat and complete their studies. So therefore, when they're put under these duties, relay in other shady methods and do not know how to follow rules and guidelines. Also, believing everything could be fixed with who you know, rather on their abilities to solve problems. At the end of the day, everyone knows who is who and who is a double-faced backstabber son of a gun. Just people are going to be butthurt for being exposed for their incompetency on the workplace, and whoever is doing a good job, if you want to get in the bandwagon for fear of retaliation from your superiors, go for it. God bless. Thanks for the info. I encourage anyone that has been discriminated against and has their kids bullied from some of these incompetent human beings that call themselves teachers and administrators. Monsters is what they are bullying elementary kids. Go to middle school or high school and try that crap. All this leads me to believe that they bought their education and were hired by a cousin or an uncle currently working there. Let's stop these monsters from hurting our kids and take action to get them off public schools. All these could have been avoided if they did their effing job properly and efficiently. Once again, this is how BISD operates. And nepotism runs wild. Again, what have we heard? What have we seen from this? What's the common words? Bullying, intimidation. Again, people want to discredit our message. People want to say, you're a liar. Post factual stuff. Did you even confirm with what you're saying? Go through the comments. It's not me who's making this up. You think I have all those different profiles of men and women in the community that have experienced something very similar to what the post read? Again, I have a big problem, ladies and gentlemen, when these important issues aren't being addressed. You're talking about children at the end of the day. Serious allegations made against administrators and teachers that they're bullying kids? Really? That is where I have a problem. Look, you could call me names. You could tell me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, when I have concerned parents, when I have concerned teachers at that school, when I have concerned students, I have a big problem with that. And then someone chimed in. Again, there's always 2 to 3 sides to every story, right? Your side, my side, and the truth, right? Rodriguez states, hello, Frankie. I work at Benavides, and I saw your post earlier. If you only knew what a great school it is. I have worked at 3 different schools, and this is by far the best one. From custodial staff to administrators, I invite you to go see the love for the children and the professionalism. All teachers going above and beyond all year round. That's problems everywhere. But when parents try to manipulate situations because they demand or don't follow protocol, that is where there's issues. So Ms. Rodriguez is saying that not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 different parents express genuine concerns. So 5 different parents, according to Ms. Rodriguez, are manipulating the situation. Again, we understand that, life isn't fair and sometimes we're not going to get what we expect. We understand that, right? But we expect our people to be treated with dignity and respect. We understand that. You're awesome. Thank you so much for following. We want our parents, we want our students to be to be treated with dignity. We understand that, kids are going to be kids and they're going to be chiflaos, and we understand that. But whenever you have 4 or 5 different people from different walks of life commenting and saying, hey, there is validity to this, it's not me that's making this up. Let's continue. All teachers, staff, counselors, administrators are always going to go the extra mile every single day for their students. I hope you meet the principal and staff one day. They're amazing. Everyone is so dedicated. They do so much and invest so much time, effort, and their own money. It's incredible that people would go out of their way to talk so bad about the school. If you ever get a chance to go by, stop and see it for yourself. Do it. Literally one of the best schools in the city. And then I go through the people that liked it. My team advised me, and they said, all these people, in some sort of way, are either teachers at Benavides, are friends of people at Benavides, are mothers of those teachers that these allegations have been made upon. Someone responded to her, I am reviewing the post here and notice that this school or its leadership have numerous issues on campus. I hope that TEA will initiate an investigation, as many parents are concerned about the safety and well-being of the children. You would think that when people have legitimate concerns, whenever they're worried about something, you would think that they'd be like, hey, let's look into this. Rodriguez responds, please express any valid, legitimate concerns with credible proof to the district attorney's office. The district attorney's office? What happened? Now, very quickly, whenever people go to the district attorney's office, what do we think of? You don't go to the district attorney's office for some minor, petty, elementary drama, as the principal likes to call it, the Benavides principal. Right? Whenever you go to the district attorney's office because you have a legitimate concern, you have a legitimate allegation, something's wrong. So, Mr. Rodriguez, I stated, are you trying to discredit the post? Are you trying to discredit the parent? Are you trying to discredit the child? Is that what's going on here? And I tagged her and I said, please explain to me what you mean by that. Because again, we focus on the issues that are important. So for her to say that that's not valid, that what we're talking about, this issue that we're trying to bring awareness to, is not valid. Again, people want to criticize me. I'm a big boy. People have told me horrible things. They've talked about my deceased uncle. They've said many things. I could take it. I'm a big boy. You want to discredit me? Okay, that's fine. But whenever people try to discredit the message, whenever they want to discredit a parent, whenever they want to discredit a child, that's where I have a problem. That's when it bothers me. And I have an issue with that. And I had information in regards to Ms. Rodriguez. And I held off on it. I held off on it because I said, me being a man, it looks bad whenever you say things about women. I try to walk that fine line, and even though I had proof, I have evidence of it. But again, you want to discredit the parents? Okay, well, let's see what more there is. Again, so very quickly, we made a post about a concerned parent talking about that her concerns have not been addressed. That there's this culture of retaliation, of bullying at the campus. This isn't me. How would I know what's going on in those four walls? I have no clue. Not only that, so she's saying, the parent is saying that there's bullying, intimidation by administrators and teachers. Not only that, you have 5 concerned parents saying, yep, that's true. I went through that. And at the time, I knew the gist of it, but I know the nitty gritty. I had an idea, but I'm busy. I get so much information being passed across our desk, and I'm always on the phone, and I have to cater to some clients, and I'm always on the road, and I'm here and I'm there, and but it bothered me whenever they tried to discredit the message. And that's where we posted this. And it reads as follows. It reads as follows. Can you read that, chat? Is it visible to you? Yes, right? All right. It reads as follows. Please post anonymous. I'm a teacher at Stillman. Hello, Frankie. Hope all is well. I need to respond to a post from last week's post about Benavides Elementary. It's true. It's utterly true about teachers mistreating children at Benavides, specifically Rodriguez. She is the wife of a political candidate that lost a few months ago. His name is Mike Rodriguez. It's a dismay that she even had the audacity to post lies in your Benavides Elementary post, since she is one of the ones who favored her daughter over the cheerleaders in Benavides, being she's one of the cheer sponsors. But let me just inform you that she, along with the other cheer sponsor, Dolly Villarreal, displayed the same unfairness towards favoring their own daughters over other girls in the squad. Many girls suffered a lot of unnecessary discrimination and disrespect from both Benavides coaches. Miss Villarreal selected this past May mostly daughters of her own friends without talent, and some didn't even wear the required tryout uniform, which is a rule in her book to try out. This is just one example. For this reason, I chose my daughter not to try out. Favoritism. No, thank you. Both of these ladies should be investigated. Look, as far as politics, it's unfortunate that Ms. Rodriguez seems to think that she's above the rules, and that's being that her husband had lost the election. Imagine if he had won. She withdrew her kid from Manzano to take them to Stillman because her daughter did not try out for Stillman's dance team like the other girls did in May. Her daughter is currently in the Stillman dance team. No tryouts needed. Wow, what a slap in the face to the other parents. Very disappointed in Stillman, Analisa Castañeda, dance teacher, for allowing this to happen. Let's see Ms. Rodriguez respond to this one. I work at Stillman and my daughter tried out and didn't make it. But I am all about fairness and letting children deal with their own troubles. It's unfortunate that Ms. Rodriguez is an obvious liar and hypocrite. I hear this may have affected her husband's campaign. Will you post anonymous, please? People need to take care and be vigilant of their children and the violations that happens at this school. Again, what we post is not something that we focus on. Oh, we're going to target this school and we're going to bash them. We're going to do. No. This happened in May. Allegations were made. Concerns were voiced. They were not heard. Not by one parent, by several. Again, how can I come before you? How can I post something if it's just one person? That person could be lying to me. That person could say, XYZ, and it's not true. But once I hear it from multiple people, multiple parents, multiple teachers at multiple schools, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. Again, going back to what I said in the beginning, we have no personal agendas. This isn't anything personal against them. This is business. If teachers, administrators are harassing, bullying, intimidating, causing fear in parents, in students, in their colleagues, that is where we come in, because we have a big problem with that. Let's read the comments. I got another concerned parent talk about this as well. It says, please post anonymous. Please post anonymous as I'm just getting ready to file official paperwork / charges. The Benavides post is accurate, and Rodriguez is one of the cheer sponsors, and safe to say that one of Miss Almanza's teacher's pet that she brought from Southmost Elementary. Her daughter did not try out for cheer 2 years ago and was on the squad just because she was going to be a sponsor. If you are not related to someone who works there or their friends, your daughter does not stand a chance to make the squad. They are not honest tryouts. It's just a front. They already know who they're going to choose. The problem with that is, why are they setting innocent girls up for failure if they already know who they are choosing? Instead, they are tearing them down. These are little elementary girls, and they are non-UIL and non-competitive teams. The district pretty much says they can do whatever they want because they don't get paid to be sponsors. So this allows them to do whatever they want with these girls. Everything from what? Discrimination to retaliation, because they do discriminate. The other cheer sponsor, Miss Dolly, that's not her legal name, shouldn't have to remind you that, she goes on to say, I shouldn't have to remind you that you are an adult and a so-called professional. You say hi to all the other girls except my daughter. Remind yourself why you chose the profession. This is not right at all. So many young girls that have been victims of this dynamic trio. Everything changed, and not necessarily for the best interest of the students or the school in general. Please make a change, and rest in peace to the Dream Crushers. I'm assuming that's the dance team or the name of the team, and bring in people who want to help build. Oh no, this is the dynamic trio, the Dream Crushers, the sponsors and the principal, and bring in people who want to help build and make them strong young little girls, not bullied with broken hearts and crushed dreams. From what I understand, that is not what BISD stands for, is it? It goes on to read. It goes on to read, it's true. Everything B said is true. Please post anonymous. I'm just getting ready to file paperwork in regards to this officially. The judges for tryouts Miss Dolly chooses are also her friends. No validity. And she is also in the tryouts when the girls try out, which is a compromise. Gonzalez says, when the dance team tried out, there should have been some form of documentation from each judge with a ranking. They should be able to provide you with a copy of this documentation. Those that made the team should be the ones that receive the highest marks. If they do not have the documentation, they will probably be selected who they wanted to. Frankie, do you verify private messages before posting, or does anything anyone sends get posted? Again, they want to target the people sending the message. They're not worried about the message itself. It goes on. So, I am a teacher at Stillman. That is a lie. The very first sentence. So what's to say the rest isn't? Also, you posted a screenshot and the name Aguinaldo was whited out. If there is a reason why Aguinaldo got that courtesy, but the names dropped in this post didn't, whoever sent you this dropped a lot of names and then begged twice to leave hers out. I said, welcome to the page. And I responded, this is the third parent that brought up these allegations. A parent will be filing paperwork very soon. Aisa, stay tuned. I go on to state, the cheer sponsors are more than welcome to clear this up if they wish. I'll be waiting. By the way, Aisa, were you one of the judges at Benavides this past year? Are you in any way, shape, or form related to or friends with one, if not both, of the cheer sponsors? Again, she goes on to reiterate, but did you verify that the person who sent you this was indeed a teacher at Stillman? Who cares if the person that sent it to me was the Pope? Who cares if it was Martin Luther? That's not the issue. Who cares who sent it? So they want to discredit the message by saying, oh no, that person doesn't work there, so your message is wrong. Really? Are you listening to what we're saying? We're talking about serious allegations of bullying, intimidation, harassment, not by students, but by teachers, by grown adults on children. Are you stupid? Really? Let's continue. Because you posted it would be an easy check. Could have easily been deleted before you posted. Also, why is Aguinaldo's name not whited out? And now those screenshots have been deleted. I asked her, Aisa, did your relationship with the cheer sponsor affect the way you judged those little girls on that tryout? Were you told beforehand how to rank those that tried out? Were you told who to favor? Look, I know this person. I went to school with her. I said, your name was brought up, but I didn't disclose that. But since you chimed in, please answer my questions, since you were the judge and friend with one, if not both sponsors. Again, she goes on to try to discredit who sent the message. Who cares who sent the message? You're trying to target the messenger? What about the message? The message is what's important. It reads, did your relationship with Aguinaldo give him the courtesy of those messages being deleted? We can go back and forth. I am not speaking for anyone or trying to clear anything or for anyone. I am not posting and relating things to the public as though they're 100% true. So again, I'm asking if you verified if the person was indeed a teacher from Stillman. It would be an easy edit to state that person was not and lied. You're dismissing the allegations the female students being discriminated against? Huh. Now I'm starting to question your involvement in all of this, Aisa. It's not a good look. Again, simple question. Were you the judge of these tryouts? Yes or no? Very simple, right? And here we have a troll. We have a troll. Watch what she says. Contreras, it really boggles my mind how people can come on here dropping all kinds of names, making accusations on their character and the way they do their job, and apparently aren't teaching other girls right with zero proof to validate any of this and do it anonymously. What a joke. Frankie responds, I'll upload a copy of the reports filed. Thank you for following. A police report doesn't validate the accusations. And the reason these people want to stay anonymous is because at the end of the day, all of this would have be the ones looking to be in trouble for defamation of character. Oh my God, does she even know what the hell defamation of character is? It sounds like an episode of Dance Moms, jealousy and animosity because their child didn't get on the dance team. So if multiple parents if multiple parents have similar allegations, they are supposed to be unfounded? Let me guess. You either work there or know someone being mentioned. Defamation of character, LOL. If anyone mentioned feels I have defamed them, by all means, have them sue me. They won't because these allegations are true. I'll upload the documents when I'm allowed to. Nope, I don't work there. My kids do go to Benavides, though, and my daughter wasn't a cheerleader because I was BFFs with any of the coaches. She tried out, did her best, and made it point blank. I definitely wouldn't have gone online and made accusations without proof if she didn't. At the end of the day, these anonymous posters are not only bashing grown adults, they are bashing a child for getting on the team, and theirs didn't. How sad of an adult grown child. So again, there's allegations of intimidation. There's allegations of harassment. And she's not worried about this? I respond, I would think that the community would be concerned if these allegations were made. Why? Because BISD has a culture of retaliation and intimidation. I have a big problem with these concerns not being addressed. And then my team did something very funny. Again, I rely on a good group of people. They work behind the scenes and they say, look, viéntale esto, throw this, throw that, throw. Ladies and gentlemen, I would dare say that 75% of the stuff that I post doesn't come from me. It's validated. It's corroborated with, but it comes from other people. And they provide me proof. And look what my team brought up. Let me guess, troll. Let me guess, Contreras. You're related to an assistant principal, Miss Debbie Ansaldúa. And look what she says. Not very bright. Technically, no. I don't have any relationship to anyone at Benavides. What do you mean, technically? Technically is a loose word. Technically is a loose word, troll. It's like a pregnant woman. It's either you're pregnant or you're not. They're not technically pregnant. Are you sure you're not related to anyone? My team is saying that you are and that you're lying. Which one is it? Oh, well, you should really get a better team then. Have a nice night with all your proven documents that you conveniently can't post. Wait until I get my hands on those documents. Say hello to your tia, Debbie Ansaldúa, the assistant principal. You tried trolling and got trolled. Was your daughter selected because your aunt was an assistant principal? No, my daughter is a dancer in competition outside of school. We pay a hefty penny for her to dance monthly, and she's damn good to it. So you need to really watch yourself before you try to bring my kid into this, you little wannabe, the next Erasmo Castro thing you got going on. You're the one that brought your kid into the conversation. Read what you post. You tried trolling and ended up being trolled. No, I ended up being stalked by a creeper. If I'm a creep, why the hell are you on my page, idiot? And yeah, I disclosed that my child went to Benavides because your minions could tell you, and you tried to accuse me of things like you tried with trying to say I worked there. Well, I asked the question, did you work there or do you have someone that works there? So are you not related to an assistant principal? And look at this coward. She lied. She says, no, I'm not related to an assistant principal. I never brought your child into this conversation. You did. So who's lying, Ms. Contreras? Is Debbie Ansaldúa the assistant principal at Benavides? Is she your aunt in some sort of way? Because you started your comment by saying, technically, what does technically mean? Technically is a loose word. Was your daughter given preference because your aunt works there? Were you given preference because your daughter is friend with the cheer captain? Was your daughter in any way given a higher score because of your aunt? And I have here um that she's always at the front of the line. Um where are they? Alicia Contreras is niece to the Benavides assistant principal, Debbie Ansaldúa. Not sure if the husband is Ansaldúa's nephew or her directly. Alicia Contreras has like 4 or 5 kids, all with privileges at Benavides. And hello, her daughter is BFFs with Dolly Villarreal's daughter, the cheer sponsor, making her a top cheerleader. One big corrupt squad. So again, Miss Contreras, Miss Troll, are you related to the assistant principal? Did you not think that people would know who you are? And that maybe you get favoritism? Maybe you get I also got a thing that it says their kids will always be favored in blatantly all club, school, sports, not given a regular smart kid a chance or even considered. I know it everywhere, but not as blatant as this school. She says that also that she doesn't have to wait in line. That this troll Contreras doesn't have to wait in line because of her aunt. That she gets in line at the very front, and this and this, that and that. Let's continue. It says, what? This better not be true. My daughter tried out for dance at Stillman and didn't make it. Why is her daughter better than mine? And why are Benavides cheer teachers breaking little girls' hearts this way? A teacher is there to build up students. Stillman parents, let's ask questions. If our daughter didn't make the dance team. Wow, that's not fair for the girls. They should all be treated equal. No favoritism at its finest. Do you see what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen? People thought that what I was posting was unfounded, was a lie. What we post is validated, is confirmed. There's a culture at Benavides, ladies and gentlemen, that's not good. It seems as if the principal, for whatever reason, doesn't care, doesn't know of what's going on. Either or, it's not a good look, because that to me leads me to believe that this principal, I hate to say it, I know some people like her, is incompetent. If you are not aware of the culture that you have within your halls, of the culture that torments, that harasses, that discriminates, that bullies their very own children that they were expected to protect and guide and mold, we have a problem. We have a very big problem. So we have issues, we have problems with people saying, oh, it's a lie. 900 people live. Sas. I'm going to post it right now. Sas. So we have people wanting to discredit the messenger. Oh, the messenger is wrong. The messenger is lying. The messenger, no. She's lying about what she does. So no. She's wrong. Forget the messenger. What about the message? You're not addressing the important. There's an elephant in the room, and nobody's addressing it. Why not? It baffles my mind why someone would do that. Again, if this was high school, if this was college, if this was in the real world, maybe I would see this in a different light. But this is young children. They're discriminating against them. They're bullying them. They're affecting They're causing them to live in fear. I said in the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, I take this job very seriously. What we do here is difficult. We talk about issues that are very delicate. I dedicate my time to make sure that you, the community, are informed about what's going on. The board members at the school district don't want me to talk about this. Administration at the school does not want me to talk about this. The teachers do not want me to talk about this. At first, they were commenting and trying to discredit. No, 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 no. But then when we put names to these allegations, not a peep. I have no friends in this game, ladies and gentlemen. If you in any way were wronged, if you felt as if you as a parent, you as a teacher, you as an employee of the school district, if your child is a student at the school district and you felt that you went through something that's not right, make sure you contact us. We will make us think about this. We will make things right. And because of this, ladies and gentlemen, more people came out of the woodworks and they said, thank you for bringing this up. I'm going to file charges because of what you spoke about. It gave me the courage to do so because my child went through that same issue. BISD is a culture, ladies and gentlemen, of corruption, is a culture of retaliation. There's a culture of intimidation. And if you speak up, best believe they're going to go at you. Best believe you're going to feel the wrath of whoever it is that does not want you to get out of line. BISD is known for sweeping things under the rug. Not when I'm here. I will make us think about it. I don't care who did it. I could know these people. If you wronged my community, if you wronged my people, if you wronged a student, you being in an authoritative position, you will hear from us. We are thankful that the community watches our show. We're thankful that the community follows the page. We're thankful for that. We will continue to do so as long as you let me, Brownsville, as long as you let me, South Texas. What do we do? How do we make things right? I have a problem with the school district sweeping things under the rug. We need to address important issues because at the end of the day, it is affecting a child's life. Forget me, I could be a punching bag. I'm okay with that. I'm a grown man. I've been through some ups and I've been through some downs. I could take it, I could manage. But whenever you start intimidating, bullying, harassing little girls and they feel it and they go cry to their moms and they hear that these administrators, that these teachers are talking about them, really? Why do they do it? Because they want to instill fear in them. They want them to know, there's nothing you can do about it. Or so they thought. or so they thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you support the cause. We ask that you unite behind us. I don't ask for much of my community. You want me to continue to talk about the very important issues? You want me to stick my neck out? You want me to put an even bigger bullseye on my back? I'll do it. I'm a fighter. I live for this stuff. At the end of the day, I told you at the very beginning the reasons why I do it. I told you that I wear a certain pin on my favorite jacket, my favorite Express jacket. Can you see it? On my favorite Express jacket, I wear a pin. This pin to me is worth more than gold because it reminds me of someone that was very passionate about the city of Brownsville. I learned from a great mentor and master that taught me that you seek the truth no matter what dark alley that may lead you to, no matter the characters that you may unlock and you may find are behind these injustices. I learned from a man that was passionate about this. I take this job very seriously. I will fight. I will be vocal. I will fight to provide a better quality of life for you and your household. We have a serious issue going on at Benavides Elementary. You didn't believe me? You thought this was drama? It's real. It's very real. And this is about to get even more real. More parents are coming out of the woodworks. More parents are filing charges. It's going to get real very, very soon. They're going to want to point the finger and blame me. Nope. It's not my fault. Administrators should have addressed this issue because they had multiple parents bring up these allegations. What was done about it? Nothing. It's going to be a very busy day for your humble servant. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. Remember, Brownsville, I will never ever ask you for money. I will never ever ask you for food. Well, depends what you're making. All I ask of my community is something very simple. All I ask of my community is to subscribe to our social media platforms. Go to our X, go to our Twitter page. Follow us there, Frankie Olivo. Go to our Facebook. We could be found under Frankie Olivo and Olivo Frankie. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing that I want you to leave with this program is, how could I help Frankie? People have asked me, Frankie, do you need money? Do you need food? Do you need... I'm thankful to my community that has reached out. I'm very thankful for the love and response that we've been given. And, you know, some people say, no, yo te quiero dar. And people, they have sent me Cash App and without even asking. Again, I hate asking people for... I don't mind asking my mom for money. My mom's not rich, but I ask her for money. I ask my brothers for money. I don't care about asking them for money. I have a thing asking for my people for money. But my people, all I ask, if you ever see me out in the streets, just give me a taco de frijol con su quesito. That's all I ask of my community. If you ever see me on the streets and you want to help, you want to donate, you want to a simple taco de frijol con quesito. That's all I ask. What would help me out even more? Go to my YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. Best believe Good Morning Brownsville will come on before you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., sometimes a little bit after, religiously. And always remember, we will not be silenced. We will continue to talk about those important issues that are affecting your local community. Why, Gamboa? Because someone planted a seed in my mind, but most importantly, in my heart. That is why I carry his pin everywhere. That is why I always look to this pin when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling, and it keeps me going. Ladies and gentlemen, retaliation at BISD is real. People, teachers, employees, parents, and unfortunately now students live in fear. If you are going through something similar and are watching this program, reach out to us. We would do our best to resolve your issue in any way that we can. Como dice el dicho, aquí andamos pendientes, al tiros y a la orden para cualquier cosa que les ofrezca. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Frank Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Peace!